Students and welcome in class of Heart Triple One. Today I would like to discuss plant propagation methods. Plants can be propagated by two methods, namely sexual and asexual. In case of sexual propagation, it is generally done with the help of seeds, and there are two types of seeds. These are true seeds and apomictic seeds. If we are utilizing apomictic seeds or apomictic embryos for propagation, it is called asexual propagation methods, while you are utilizing true seeds, which is formed with the help of male and female part fusion, and such embryo develops and used for propagation point of view. The technique is known as sexual propagation. Seed formation takes place only after pollination. After fertilization, seeds are formed. Seeds, when sown, give rise to new plants. Some bisexual flowers are self-sterile, that is, pollens from a flower, when deposited on the female part of the same flower, will fail to fertilize it. In some bisexual flowers, like salvia, pollens and female parts from the same flower mature at different times to prevent self pollination. For artificial pollination, for cross breeding purpose, pollens from a mature flower are collected and deposited on the receptive stigma, that is female organ, of another flower. This process can give rise to hybrid plants. Asexual propagation. The process is also called as vegetative propagation, and it includes propagation with the help of stem, root, leaf cuttings, and root divisions. Layering, grafting, and buddings are all vegetative methods of propagation. First one is stem cuttings. When we use stem of a sign plant for propagation of plant point of view, it is called stem cuttings. Herbaceous stem cuttings of plants like dahlia, mint, portulaca, etc. easily root. They do not need any special treatment like hormones. In herbaceous plants, growing and leafy sections make better plants. Semi-hardwood cuttings like Sclifera, Aralia, Philodendrons, hibiscus can be easily rooted. Hardwood cuttings of bougainvillea, ixora, etc. can be rooted with good amount of success if root promoting hormones are used. These hormones, normally available in powder form like Rotadex and Sutadex, generally Na or IBA containing, are applied on the lower end of the cuttings. Roots are formed in greater number on nodes. So, when planting a stem cuttings, at least 2 to 3 nodes should be inserted in the planting medium. In hardwood cuttings, particularly to reduce drying through transpiration, some of the leaves should be removed, and at least 2/3 portion of the cuttings should be buried deep in the soils. In semi-hard and hardwood cuttings, survival rate will be much higher if cuttings are taken with a heel. It means it attached with the originating branch. Cuttings will strike roots faster in a porous and well aerated medium, which drains out water quickly but retains moisture for longer periods. Sand, brick, charcoal pieces, rice husk, peat moss or vermiculite can be used to make soil porous. Newly planted cuttings must not be kept in complete shade. If kept in semi-shady locations, warmth of sunlight will encourage faster rooting. Watering should be done with a sprinkler attached to a hose or to a watering can. Root cuttings. Some plants like breadfruit, curry patta, bael, white poinsettia and some jasmines and ixora can be propagated with root cuttings. Roots of such plants, if cut at the plant end, and the cut tip of the root, if exposed to air, will start growing into a new plant. Leaf cuttings. Some plants are propagated by using leaf cuttings. Generally, they belong to succulent groups, and in these plants, generally folium rheos are present on the leaves. Entire leaves removed from many succulents and kept in moist sandy medium will sprout plantlets. Echeveria, Kalanchoe, and sedum are such plants. Herbaceous plants like African violets, begonia rex, peperomia also can be propagated through leaf cuttings. Sansevieria, gasteria, and Dimiopsis also can be propagated through entire leaf or by planting leaf sections. Root divisions. Bamboo, asparagus, and gerbera plants grow in clumps. Hence, these clumps can be divided into different sections, with each section having some roots. The sections are then planted as a separate plants. Air layering. Air layering generally practiced in those plants of which branches cannot be bent to the ground level as well as difficult to root. Plants which cannot be propagated with any of the above mentioned methods may respond to layering. Layering actually is a type of stem cuttings only, but the difference between the two is that in normal stem cuttings, the stem are cut away from the mother plant and then they are forced to root. In layering, first the roots are formed on a stem of a mother plant, and only after that the stem is cut off and is planted as a new plant. Plants grown from layering will fruit earlier than the ones grown from seeds. Layering effectively clones the plant. Layering is done naturally by many plants through runners, offshoots, or when a stem drops to the ground and gets covered by soil. Here are number of layering techniques, and these are simple layering. Stem is wounded, stapled, and covered with the soil. Serpentine layering, the same process as in case of simple layering, but it is buried with multiple rooting points. Tip layering, when the tip of a shoot is buried in the soil. Mound or stool layering, it is generally practiced for some fruit plants and some herbaceous plants. For shrubs and some tree fruits, prune plants in fall about 1 inch above soil surface. In spring, create a mound of soil over the 6 to 8 inches new shoots. The following fall, remove the soil, prune up the plant and new shoots and their roots. Air layering. For trees and plants whose branches cannot be bent to ground level, leaves are removed, bark wounded, and moist sphagnum mass wrapped and sealed around the area. Once roots are developed, the branch is cut and planted. Grafting. Grafting, especially it is practiced in different fruit plants and other ornamental plants also. In case of grafting and also in case of budding, we require two things, that is sign and root stocks. Sign is that part of a composite plant which provide aerial portion of the plant, that is leaves, branches and some stems also, flowers, fruits like. Whereas root stock is that part of a composite plant which provides root system as well as basal trunk to the composite plant. Mango, sapota, golden champa are available mostly as grafted plants. These days, even cashew, jackfruit and jamun plants are being successfully grafted. Decorative plants such as hybrid red musenda and cactus plants two are available as grafts. Stalk is a rooted plant upon which a branch of a desired variety of the plant is grafted. The branch which is being grafted is called as sign. Grafting is done on a root on a stalk plant which has a very strong root system. Sapota plant is always grafted on sapling of Rian, that is Manilkara hexandra. It is also called as Khirni tree. Following are some important methods of grafting. Base grafting, it is also called cleft grafting. In this case, on a desired root stalks, we cut the root stock at required height, split into two halves up to the depth of 5 centimeter, and in the same way we prepare the sign sticks, that is cutting from both the directions at up to 45-degree angle up to the depth of 5 centimeter. Then these prepared sign sticks should be implanted over the root stalks. Place grafting bags and tied it with the help of polythene and also with the help of twins. Side grafting, in case of side grafting, we generally give a cut a mark over the root stock at 45-degree, and the total length of the cut should be 5 centimeter, but it should go up to 1/3 of the depth of the root stalks girth. And in the same manner, sign stick should be prepared, that is, it is cut at 45-degree on one side only, and it is placed over the root stalks. After putting grafting bags, it again tied with the help of polythene sticks, and both the ends should be tied firmly with the help of twins. In case of veneer grafting, it is different as compared to the side grafting. In case of veneer grafting, we generally gives a cut up to the depth of 5 centimeter at 45-degree angle, and one more cut after 4 centimeter is cut. So a portion of the sign stick root stock is removed and making a notch, and in the same manner sign stick should also be cut from one direction at 45-degree angle and up to the depth of 5 centimeter, and on the reverse side from the basal to 1 centimeter give one more cut, so that it fixes properly in the notch of the root stalks. After putting grafting bags, it is again wrapped with the help of polythene strips and tied firmly with the help of twins. In case of approach grafting, it is also called enarching. In this case, generally root stalks are brought to the sign plants, and sign plants is pruned to the ground level, and these sign sticks with attached with the root stalks just after giving cuts in both the sticks, and both the plants having root system and attached. After union, these plants should be separated. First you cut the sign sticks from the attaching point, that is from below level, and now this is separated, and root stock should be cut in installment, and now it is becomes individual plants, and this practice is generally used where there is a problem in union, or you can say hard to union. Butt grafting, it is generally used in case of cactus, in which at lower portion of the plants it is cut and required sign should be placed over the buttocks. Budding, it is also same as of grafting, but the only difference is in case of budding we utilize only a single bud for implanting over the root stalks, whereas in case of grafting we utilize a stick containing more than one buds for implanting over the root stalks. There are various techniques generally used in case of budding like T budding, patch budding, four cut budding, modified four cut budding, ring budding, etc. Budding actually is a type of grafting only. However, in budding the sign is in section of seal shaped skin along with an eye, lateral axillary bud, not a flower bud. On the stalk a T-shaped cut is given. The skin is open and the bud is inserted inside the skin. This is called T budding. After this, the cut is covered by winding a strip of polythene sheet, keeping only the bud exposed. The growing tip of the stalk then is severed. Growth of the grafted bud starts within 15 days. Rose, bougainvillea, limes and other citrus plants, hibiscus, bear can also be budded. Thank you.